I'm Nancy Kaplan-Ostroff, Associate Professor in the FMM department, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about speccing a garment. And the reason that we spec a garment as a merchandiser, if you're a merchandiser, or working in the merchandising department, is because that department works very closely with production or tech design, and you might need to make a style adjustment on a garment based on a spec. All garments are specced or measured on the flat. That's the most important thing that I can tell you. The most important thing that you can remember about speccing is that it's done on the flat and doubled for circumference. So for example, like with this skirt, we would measure the waistband, and you can see it measures 15 from one end to another. But we would double that so that the actual circumference we know is 30 inches. So the waist measurement for this skirt would be 30 inches around, but we measure it on the flat. The instrument that we use for measuring is the measuring tape, because it's pliable and it can curve. For example, if you have a pant with a curved waist, as some do now with the dropped rises, front rises, you might need to go around and measure again to accommodate for that dropped curve in the front. It's also used for curved seams and openings. I'm going to show you how to measure a pant, how a merchandiser would measure a pant, starting with the waist. And the waist will measure 16 inches on the flat. We know that we're going to double that to find out what the spec or the measurement would be for the entire waist. 16 times 2 is 32. So we know that the waist size, which is often used as the size of pants in men's wear especially, is 32 inches. The next measurement that we want to complete is the outseam. The outseam is the outer portion of the leg, all the way from the top of the waistband down to the very bottom of the cuff opening. So here you can see that it measures 42 inches. That should be the longest part of the pant, and obviously both of the pant legs should have that same measurement. The next measurement would be the inseam. The inseam starts at the point of intersection of all of the seams here and goes all the way down again to the bottom cuff on the inner part of the leg. So you're measuring right against the seam, the inner seam. So in this one, it comes out to be 31 inches, as you can see. And again, that would be consistent from one leg to the other. The next measurement that we will complete would be the leg opening at the bottom of the leg. Again, we're doing this flat. This measures 8, so we will double it for circumference. It will be 16. We know that this pant has a 16-inch leg opening. Simple. The next measurement that we will complete will be the front rise, which we will take all the way from the top of the waistband, again, down to the point where we have the seam intersection. So in this case, it will be 11 inches. It's a little harder to measure the zipper, but the zipper should remain consistent in size within a size range. And this zipper, as you can see from the top of the zipper pull to the bottom of where it's sewn in, is 7 inches. It's that simple. The next measurement, we will turn the pant over. The next measurement will be the back rise. And again, that will be right from this bottom point right here, the bottom of the back, all the way up to the waistband, and we have 14.5 inches. Other things that you would measure would be the length of the belt loops, which of course would be consistent. They'll be 2 inches each one. In this case, we have a besom pocket, and we would measure that in length as 5 inches. We have front pockets, 3 of them, 2 of which are the same. This is a slightly curved pocket, so we want to make sure that we curve the measurement tape as well. And so here you can see from one end to the other of opening that this measures 7 inches. And of course that would be consistent on the other side as well. The one last measurement over here in terms of pockets would be this little key pocket or coin pocket, and that would measure, you can see, 2.5 inches from end to end. Other things that you would measure would be that a little flap, any type of flap or insert. What you're doing is measuring every detail for technical reasons for production. But again, the merchandiser's interest in this is typically more to convey style and trend information through sizing to the technical and production departments. Think about it, if you want to drop the rise, usually that's initiated by a trend. Sometimes production would rather do something in order to save money, such as maybe making a pant shorter to waste less fabric. But the merchandiser may be at odds with the production department because they are trying to do the measurements based on what is fashionable. So that's why it's important to be knowledgeable about how to actually really measure the garment. You want it to come out the way that you envisioned it. Similar to the pant, the skirt is measured on the flat. The waistband here would be 15, as shown before. Doubled in circumference would be 30. Again, you would measure the outseam. In this case, it's 11. That tells you how long the skirt is going to be. Should be the same on both sides, we hope. There's no inseam, right? We don't have an inseam. We do have a sweep, similar to that of a dress or a shirt. That's the bottom of the skirt, the bottom of the garment, how big the opening is. So in this case, the sweep is 18, multiplied by 2 for circumference, and we get 36. So you want to know the measurement all the way around. Again, other things that would be measured here would be the pocket, the belt loops, similar to the pant.